Hi, I'm Tealish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today we're going to be unboxing this HeroClix Iconix Dungeons and Dragons Eye of the Beholder. So let's take a look at what we got inside. So opening it up right away, we see we have some cool packaging. Beholder on the front here, Dungeons and Dragons Eye of the Beholder, HeroClix Iconix. Got a picture of Beholder on the side. On the back it says, HeroClix Iconix Eye of the Beholder, specifically made for you, the collector. Iconix captures the characters and moments that you love and brings them to your game shelf, play table, or HeroClix collection. We have a picture of an item here and another item here. This looks like a, well, we can take a look at what these are once we open it up. We have, here it says, the Beholder, large aberration, lawful evil. So this is like something out of the Monsters Manual in D&D. One glance at a Beholder is enough to assess its foul and otherworldly nature. Aggressive, hateful, and greedy, these aberrations dismiss all other creatures as lesser beings, toying with them or destroying them. Dungeons and Dragons HeroClix Iconix Eye of the Beholder lets you experience the iconic ferocity of a beholder for the first time ever in HeroClix and unleash its devastating power on the battlefield. Every beholder thinks it is the epitome of beholder kind, and the only thing it fears is that it might be wrong. Valkyra Ironfell, Dwarf Sage. So here we have the sculpt. And we'll take a look at this in a moment. Once I open it up, we have the two items. We have a D20, a 20-sided die. So that's really cool. And it's like old-fashioned red, like the old D&D starter set. And then we have the Beholder itself. So let's open this up. So here we have the Beholder. There's the sculpt. Let me zoom in a little bit. So here we have the Beholder sculpt, really cool sculpt. You can see that the Beholder is monster, mystical, and has monster, mystical, and ruler keywords. He has a trait, plans on plans, super senses, willpower, and safeguard, outwit. So almost like cosmic energy there, but just traded as a trait called plans on plans, and with super senses as well. He has a special defense power called Legendary Action Eye Ray. Stop impervious the first time this click is revealed. After resolutions, the turn ends. Once per turn, Beholder may re-roll a d20 they rolled. So that's he has two stop clicks with that special defense power. You can see he can be played at 300 or 150 points, and he has those on click 5 and on click 11. That's where he has that defense power, that stop click. And so, once you hit him to that stop click, after resolutions, the turn just ends. So it's very hard to KO him, or it becomes harder to KO him because you can't KO him necessarily on one turn. I guess unless you use Flurry, because Flurry, you might be able to hit him twice with the Flurry before resolutions happens. But in general, it becomes harder to KO him because the turn just ends once you hit that stop click. Then he's got a damage power. He has like every other click, starting with click 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. The damage power is called Anti-Magic Cone, Outwit, and Free. Choose an opposing character within range and line of fire. The chosen character can't use the effect of equipment until your next turn. So that's pretty powerful, and he has that quite a bit throughout his dial. Then he has this is going to be a fun one here. His eye rays. That's his attack power. He has that throughout his entire dial. Precision strike, and when Beholder attacks, roll a d20. So let's see what happens when he rolls a d20. We can turn it to the back side of the card. Eye Ray, you have, if he rolls a 1 or a 2 on that d20, Charm Ray, hit characters, modify attack -2 until your next turn. 3 or 4, paralyzing ray. Hit characters can't use attack powers until your next turn. 5 or 6, fear ray. Hit characters modify combat values -1 until your next turn. And these are really potent abilities that he gets with his D20. You can see that he has 7 range with 3 targets, and he has improved targeting, hindering characters, and through adjacency. So you should always be targeting 3 characters with him if you can, with this Beholder, because if you hit all 3 targets, they all, like for example, the Fear Ray, if you roll a 5 or a 6 on that D20, and you hit all 3 targets, you don't necessarily need to deal damage to them. Those hit characters modify combat values -1 until your next turn, and that's all combat values. So speed, attack, defense, damage, and range. And all 3 characters if this Beholder is hitting 3 characters, all 3 characters are getting that modifier. So then you have 7 through 8, slowing ray. Hit characters can't use speed powers until your next turn. 9 through 10, enervation ray. Increased damage dealt to hit characters by the number of action tokens they have. 11 through 12. So yeah, so that's really good, right? Increased damage dealt to hit targets by the number of action tokens they have, and that's for all 3 targets. 11 through 12 is just knockback. 13 through 14, and so the 11 through 12 is called the telekinetic ray. So that's flavorful. That they're getting knocked back, but they're really just like being like telekinesis into 3 squares away. So that's kind of cool. 13 through 14. Sleep ray. Hit characters are given 2 action tokens. That can be pretty devastating if you're hitting 3 characters and giving them all 2 action tokens. 15 through 16, petrification ray. Hit characters have immobile until your next turn. So you could possibly or potentially immobilize 3 characters and make it so that they cannot move until your next turn. Cannot be moved or placed. 17 through 18, disintegration ray. After resolutions, remove any equipment equipped to hit characters from the game. And then we have 19 to 20, death ray. Damage from this attack is penetrating. If this attack is a critical hit, after resolutions, KO a hit target. So, that's pretty hard to accomplish, but if you do roll a critical hit with your attack roll, right, you roll 2 6s, critical hit, or there are other ways to make it a critical, make it so that you don't have to roll 2 6s, but, let's say you just roll 2 6s and you roll a critical hit when you're attacking with Beholder, and then you roll your D20 and you roll a 19 or a 20, then that character just gets KO'd. Doesn't matter like how many clicks they have or how many points they are, they just get KO'd. So that's insane. That's pretty cool. Also, even if it's not a critical hit, the damage is penetrating. So, and this Beholder, he's really cool at 300 points. Very big stats, lots of great stats. 8 speed, 7 range, 3 targets, 8 speed, 12 attack, 20 defense, 5 damage. Or you could play 2 of them at 150 points, because I think Beholder, does it say what the real name is? Real name Various. So technically this Beholder is kind of like a generic, right? Like these are just monsters that exist. Appearance, Monster Manual 2014. So you could play 2 Beholders at 150 points, and that would be really cool. So, or you could play 1 at 300 if you like. Or if you're playing a larger point game, you could play multiples at 300. And I think I have this map. This background is King's Tomb, which is the perfect map for. I feel like it's very dungeony. So, all right, let's take a look at. So that's the Beholder, and you can see there's the back of his sculpt. He just looks so cool. He's you can see his eyeball, the details in his eye. Really cool sculpt. So we're gonna set him aside. Let's take a look at these objects. We have the treasure chest. There's a treasure chest. Very cool looking object. This is a special object, so it's not equipment. It's a special object. Indestructible. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d20. Until your next turn, treasure chest has characters in the same square as or adjacent to treasure chest can use the resulting effect. Now keep in mind this special object is 5 points, so you need 5 points in order to include it, and it would start on the map 5 squares away from your starting zone, right? And you could place it anywhere on the map with 5 squares or more away from your starting zone. And it has characters in the same square as or adjacent to the character. The treasure chest can use the resulting effect. You roll this d20 at the beginning of your turn. 1 through 2, hempen rope, leap climb. 3 through 4, cloak of invisibility, stealth. Broom of flying is for 5 through 6 is broom of flying, which gives you flying. 7 through 8 is cloak of displacement, shape change. 9 through 10 is gauntlets of ogre power, super strength. 11 through 12 is boots of elven kind, super senses. 13 through 14 is staff of healing, regen and support. 15 through 16 is dancing sword, blades, claws, fangs, and giant reach 3. 17 through 18 is javelin of lightning, pulse wave. 19 is mithril armor, which is invincible, and 20 is choose another result and roll again, which means and characters will use both results. So you could possibly get 2 things out of here, or even more. I mean, if you keep rolling 20s, you can get multiple things, multiple effects. But keep in mind that your opponent's characters, if they're in the same square or adjacent, can also use those effects. So keep that in mind when you're using this object. Also, you could include it on your sideline for free. If you don't want to spend 5 points on it, you can include it for your sideline with the more loot trait. When an opposing, or the more loot effect, when an opposing character is KO'd by a friendly effect, after resolutions generate this object from your sideline in the square it last occupied. So if you KO an opposing character, then this drops, and where that opposing character was KO'd, it drops right there. So that's kind of cool, and it's very thematic with D&D. Like you kill a creature and then you get the treasure from the creature. So that's treasure chest. Let's take a look at the back. Is there anything on the back? Just a big old picture of a treasure chest. So that's really cool. Okay, and then you could probably get these in multiples and use them in scenarios and stuff like that. Like make your own scenarios with treasure, like trying to find treasure and stuff. So I think that's really cool. Then we have the bag of holding. So this is the second object in the kit in the Iconix. It is 10 points. It's an equipment, indestructible. Qualifying keywords mystical and warrior, which means that if you're equipping it if you're assigning it at the beginning of the game to a mystical or warrior keyworded character, then it is free instead of 10 points. Effect: when this character picks up an object, you may place it on bag of holdings card. Power: place an object on bag of holdings card into an adjacent square. Free: choose an effect from an object on bag of holdings card for this character to use until they choose again. So you can place multiple objects on this card, and then a character can use, have a variety of things to choose from that you just have as effects. So that's really good. So that's called Bag of Holding. And those are the rules. I'll just flip it over. You can take a look at that or pause it if you want. Those are the rules for qualifying names and keywords, and the rules for unequipped drop. So there we go. All right. And we do have one more thing because I almost forgot. We have this D20 here. So let's just take a look at. Is there a custom? No, that's the 20. So there's no. I don't think there's like a custom number on it. It's just a regular D20. But since we're ending the video now, and hope you guys, by the way, like and subscribe. Coffee and Clix is the name of the YouTube channel, and we do HeroClix content here, and I hope you support me, and I hope you enjoy my content because I really appreciate it. Many thanks to everybody that's watching or listening. So let's roll this and see what we get. So post in the comments below what you think I'm going to roll on this D20 right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Crit miss. Okay. So there we go. There you have it. And don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.